Welcome to Allie's Attic Show, where you never know what kind of surprise you're going to find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my guest is eclectic, is the word that comes to mind. He is one of a kind. He's got a green beard and green hair, and he'll explain all of that to you. Please welcome Steve Andrews, also known as Bard of Eli. Hello.
Hi, Ali, and hi, everybody listening. Yes, indeed, I do have a green beard and green hair. Um, and what shall I say? I'm originally from Cardiff in Wales, but I'm currently living in Portugal. I did my beard green because I was in the Green Man Festival back in Wales in 2003. And I was an MC and I was also a performer. And I was in that festival the year after as well. And basically, a lot of people liked the green beard, and so I kind of just kept it. Um, and it sort of suits my image, I think, because I'm very involved in, doing what I can for nature. And I've loved nature since I was a little boy, and I write about nature, and I rear butterflies, and it's my thing. So a green beard goes with that.
Well,
Um,
exactly. Now, you've often been compared to Neil Young, who actually just came through my city. You're an eclectic singer-songwriter, and you're also an author.
that's right. Yes, I've got a couple of books out on herbs, published by Moon Books. Herbs the Northern Shaman, Herbs of the Sun, Moon, and Planets. And I know that sounds a bit weird because you think, well, how can there be herbs under the planets? And of course, there aren't any. But the ancient herbalists used to have a system that they would decide what herb would go under what particular planetary ruler. And for example, the god Mars was the god of war. They thought he was the god of war. And so any plant that they thought something really aggressive about it, maybe like the spines or redness, red sap or red flowers, something like that. They thought, okay, that's like violence, and we'll put that under Mars. So that was how how that particular planet how they assigned that. But then also, like for example, the moon. The moon was regarded as a planet, and the moon it's round. So the water lilies say, okay, the water lily's got a round leaf. We'll say that's ruled by the moon. So this book is about that, and so the book's called Herbs of the Sun, Moon, and Planets.
Wow.
And I've got another book coming out this April, which is called Herbs of the Southern Shaman, which is obviously following on from my first book. And I'm actually writing a book at the moment called Nature Boy, which is basically memoirs about my life and how I got sort of started, as a naturalist, and how I've been, really interested by plants and animals all my life. So that's actually something I'm doing now. But um, I've also got like a lot of music that's happening, and I have an album coming out. I think it will be out in March, and the artwork's being done now by a guy called Sam Hales, and he's done all the graphic art for it. And there's going to be 10 songs, all my songs, and they're all produced by Jace Lewis.
Oh,
And we
nice.
recorded them at his Northstone Studios. So that's coming out soon.
Wow, you're busy. Now,
Oh, yes, I'm always busy. Yeah.
you got a lot of attention when you went on Britain's Got Talent for your performance of Stand By Me.
That's right. Yes, that was when was that? Not last year, the year before, 2017. And what's happened was, well, when I do Stand By Me, I ask the audience to come and actually do that, to stand by me and to join in the song, and so we all do it together. And this always goes down, really well with a crowd of people because everybody knows the song and people like to get involved, and I did that, and Simon Cowell didn't like it at all. So, like, as soon as I invited the people up on the stage and they started coming up, he hit the buzzer. And as soon as he did that, then all the others, they all hit the buzzer as well. Apart from Amanda Holden, she didn't. She was really getting into it. She was waving her arms about and everything. And but anyway, that was it. So I had to get off then. And it got like an awful lot of people were saying like how unfair this was, and I think it was basically that Simon was doing his, the nasty, the mean guy. He has an image to uphold, and I think that's what it was about. Because I'm sure he knew what I was going to do. Because the rest of the the team there, the Britain's Got Talent team, they all knew about it, and they were giving me instructions before I went on the main stage. They were saying things like, "Oh, and when you invite the people up, make sure you invite them row by row," which is what I did.
Oh my
And
goodness.
I had, yeah, and I had emails, going back, months before the actual performance, telling me that the audience had been briefed to expect, me to invite them up, and that I could invite the judges up. So I'm thinking, well, look, if some girl that was sending me emails, knew all about this and is telling me that, and if the stage hands on the stage, just before I went on, knew all about this. It's very weird that Simon, who's the main man on the show, knows nothing about it at all, and it looks, is looking in sort of totally abject horror, like, oh my God, what's going on here? I think he was maybe staging that, but
Oh yeah. I
anyway,
mean, at the end of the day, it's a reality show.
yeah, that's right. It's a show. It's entertainment, and it made good entertainment, and I got some great sort of publicity out of it because I got up on the stage and I had all these. There was a whole bunch of girls came up, and in fact, Ant and Dec were at the side of the stage, and one of them said, "Oh, Steve's got it," and look, and they're all girls, and they were all girls. Um, and so, it looked great. And the fact that then Simon, turned around on me and hit his buzzer and stopped it all, that just makes a better story. It's like, oh gosh, what an evil guy he is, and that poor Steve, what he was really doing well. And so of course, like when the video went out on YouTube, there's a whole load of comments all sort of on my side, and also, I got in some of the main newspapers, the Sun and the Star and stuff, that they did stories on it. So it was fantastic publicity for me, and
Yeah. You should
I
write
really enjoyed it.
well, that's good. And you should write Simon Cowell a thank you letter. He's probably not expecting that. Yeah, he's very good at playing the bad guy. I don't know if he's actually like that in real life, but I've talked to so many people that have gone on like America's Got Talent, Britain's Got Talent, The Voice,
Yeah,
American Idol, and the stuff I hear just makes me cringe because people have to realize at the end of the day, they want viewers. It's a reality show, and they're going to do crazy things like Simon did to you in order to get those views. But in turn, he also got you a lot of publicity. So it worked out for both of you in a
I
way.
think so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now, because you've been doing this for a while and you're an art, I mean, you're an author as well as a singer. If you had any advice to give anybody that's just starting out in this industry, Steve, based on what you've gone through, what do you think you would tell them?
Well, I think the incident I've just been telling you about is actually a good example of where you don't give up. Um, Now, a lot of people could have said, "Oh gosh, oh that's awful. Oh, I wouldn't like that to happen to me. Oh, I better not do this." That's the wrong attitude. The attitude to have is, just to keep going and to keep doing whatever you can. So, I mean, in fact, Britain's Got Talent came about in the. I happened to see an advert that they were holding auditions in Wales, where I happened to be at the time. And I thought, okay, well, let's give it a go. And that is the attitude to have. Let's give it a go. Any opportunities that come your way, take them, and don't get discouraged or upset if things don't work out. Just keep going. Have another go at something else. And I think that all the people who are big stars, that in all walks of entertainment, be they like film stars or rock stars or what sports people, whatever they are, they all got there because they kept going, and they all take the opportunities that come their way, and they give it a go. And that's what it's about. And that's I think the best advice I would give to anybody in the business. Don't get discouraged. Keep on going. Believe in what you've got to offer, and take opportunities as they come your way. And that's it.
Well, it's very good advice. Very good advice. Now, what two songs are we going to hear from you?
We're going to be hearing a song of mine called Living Book. And the other song, which is getting a lot of publicity at the moment, and I've got very big plans for, is called Where Does All the Plastic Go?
And you've already talked about how you're very much into nature and the environment, and that's basically what this song is about.
That's right. It's about, a problem which is affecting everybody everywhere, which is plastic pollution. And we mentioned like Neil Young earlier, and like Neil Young, as I'm sure you know, has kept up his protest singing, and that's a side of Neil's talent that I've always admired. He does a whole range of songs. He does like rock songs, and he does emotional songs, and he does protest songs. And even Neil had not done a song about plastic pollution. And I thought, well, surely somebody out there is going to sing about this, but that nobody was. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do it. So I wrote this song. And it's had, a lot of great attention. It's had over 17,000 views on the video on my Facebook page. And it's been played on quite a few radio shows. And this has just happened as of yesterday. There's an Italian radio host, an author, Filippo Solibello, and he's got a new book out, which is called SPAM, SPAM, which stands for, what does it stand for? Stop the plastica a mare. Stop plastica a mare. Stop the plastic into the sea. And anyway, this book, he's included me in it and about my song. And he got in touch with me last year and he did like a short interview with me. And I was telling him about how I've also had this idea for a massive concert to be called Ocean Aid, to raise awareness about this problem. And I said, everybody's heard of Band-Aid and Live Aid, and it would be like that. And the idea would be that we get a whole bunch of really big name acts, big name bands to play the stage like they did in Live Aid. And the purpose of it would be to draw world attention to plastic pollution and what we can do about it.
Oh, that would be a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so he said he would start spreading word about that to his contacts in Italy. And, what did I think of that? And I said, well, please go for it, because I don't mind, where it happens. I just want to see it take place. So that's another part of my idea, which I get the song out and I get the idea, Ocean Aid, for a massive concert out there.
Well, anybody listening that wants to join Steve in that, by all means, you can find him on Twitter at Bard of Eli, and it's BARDOFELY.
That's right, yes.
Now, we can find you and your songs on Reverb Nation, and it's also Bard of Eli.
Nation, yes.
And you're also on Facebook, like you just talked about, and it's the Bard of Eli. So anytime you look for Steve, just type in Bard of Eli and you'll find him. Steve, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for sharing that. And I really hope that artists do get in touch with you, because it is very, very important. It makes me so sad seeing sea turtles, captured by plastic, and seals, and it's just awful. And somebody needs to do something about it. So I'm so glad that you have started the movement, and hopefully it keeps going and it builds, and you end up doing a big, huge concert for Ocean Aid. I think that's amazing. So thank you so much for coming on my show. I totally appreciate you.
Well, thank you, Ali, for having me on your show, and thank you for all you just said, because, it really does need, something to be done about all that plastic out there. And, we're going to make it happen. So anyway, so thanks again.
You're welcome. And anytime, anytime. And if it does happen, make sure you get a hold of me because you'll come back on and we'll talk about it. And thank you so much for joining me on Allie's Attic Show. Keep checking my YouTube channel because you never know what kind of surprises you're going to find in there. Cheers.
Plastic plants, what about real plants? I saw the fake ones at the store. People must want them, people must buy them. I don't want to see anymore. Where does all the plastic go? Into the sea, into the sea. How does it get there? Who threw it away? Was it you or was it me? It's not hunting that'll kill the last whale. Plastic will do it, it's a very sad tale. And all the albatrosses are dying out too. They keep on fishing in the oceans. Plastic stew. Where does all the plastic go? Into the sea, into the sea. How does it get there? Who threw it away? Was it you or was it me? Plastic bag I bought, it very quickly broke. If it ever gets burned, there'll be poisonous smoke. Where does all the plastic go? Into the sea, into the sea. How does it get there? Who threw it away? Was it you or was it me? Plastic kills the turtles and it's eaten by the fish. Plastic's in the food chain and the dinner on your dish. Where does all the plastic go? Into the sea, into the sea. How does it get there? Who threw it away? Was it you or was it me? Was it you or was it me? Was it you or was it me? What's been written and spoken has been misheard and misread. When you try to help and love and show, they only hurt your head. Shall I say I'm loyal? Shall I say I'm true? Will you tell me something different? Will I ever see through you? I am a living book, read me. So are you, take a look, I'll read you too. I am a living book, read me. So are you, take a look, I'll read you too. I'll read you too. I'll read you too. I'll read you too. I'm transparent, but no ghost. I am no angel or demon, just your host. Will you answer my questions? Could you hazard a guess? If I told you that I loved you, will it leave you in a mess? I am a living book, read me. So are you, take a look, I'll read you too. I am a living book, read me. So are you, take a look, I'll read you too. I'll read you too. I'll read you too. I'll read you too. We put on smiles and changing faces. How absurd are social graces. We put on smiles and social graces. How absurd are changing faces, social graces. I am a living book, read me. So are you, take a look, I'll read you too. I am a living book, read me. So are you, take a look, I'll read you too. I'll read you too. I'll read